Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to look at non-action verbs, but how to use them in continuous sense. If you remember my last video, I told you that in non-action verbs, we don't use them in continuous. But of course, this being English, there are always exceptions. So let's look at them. If this is your first time here, check out other videos that I've done and it'll help you to learn more. The first non-action verb we're going to look at is think. When we use think as a non-action verb, it's because it is our feeling or it is our opinion about something. For example, I think that you should go to school. I think that you should study English. The way to use think as an action verb is something that you are doing with your brain. It's not your opinion, it's not your feeling, but I am thinking about something. Your teacher comes to you and says, "Why aren't you doing your homework? Why aren't you working?" "Sorry, teacher, I was just thinking about going to the beach." "I was thinking about my girlfriend." These are action verbs now because you're thinking about something. We also use think as an action verb when we're planning or deciding on something. I am thinking of buying a car next week. If we say think that, that's going to be a feeling or an opinion. I think that you should go to school. But if you're thinking about something, that can be a continuous sense. I am thinking about the exam. I am thinking about the beach. I am thinking about my family. And we can also say think of as an action verb when it's your plan or your decision. I am thinking of lots of different things. The next verb we have is have. This is when we're talking about ownership. I have a car. I have a cell phone. I have a beautiful family. When we're talking about ownership, we don't use it in continuous sense. However, there are some expressions that we can use having. I am having a party next week. And while I'm at the party, I am having a good time. Or another common expression is, we're having a baby. The next verbs that we have are some of the senses, such as taste or smell, and also look and see. And these are non-action when we're talking about our opinion. The food tastes terrible. The food, obviously, is not tasting anything. That is my opinion of how the food is. Therefore, we're not going to use it in a continuous state. When we want to use taste in a continuous sense, we are talking about the action of tasting something. The chef is tasting my food before he sends it out. And then we have smell. Smell is very similar to taste in that we can give our opinion of how something smells. That perfume smells wonderful. We wouldn't say it is smelling wonderful because the perfume is not doing anything. It's not doing the action. It is just my opinion of how something smells. And for smell, in an action verb, we're talking about the action of smelling. She is smelling the roses. Look is when we're talking about a description of a person. You look nervous. She looks angry. The dog looks friendly. However, we can also use it to describe what our eyeballs are doing. I am looking at the stars. The dog is looking at me strangely. See, also with your eyes. Normally with see, we're going to use it as a non-action verb. Did you see that? What? When I go to school, I see all my friends. All non-action. An action verb way to use see are some expressions, such as I am seeing her. When you are seeing somebody, this means that you are boyfriend and girlfriend. How long have you been seeing her for? Well, we've been seeing each other for the past 6 months. Meaning we've been dating for the last 6 months. So as you can see, there are different ways that we can use these verbs in both action and non-action. So when your English teacher tells you, these are non-action verbs and you don't use them in continuous sentence. Now you know that you can. It all depends on the context. So go out there, practice. Use these verbs in both action and non-action. Listen to songs, listen to movies. Get an idea of how people use these verbs in both action and non-action. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to get more English videos. For ESL Success, I'm Kevin, and I'll see you guys next time.